Hello, this is Quaris. Welcome to the Beyblade special project, Archetype Controller. So this is a special project for Beyblade Day, and it's a long-term project, and I will go back to this one on every Beyblade Day in the next few years until Beyblade X ends. And this is kind of like Beyblade experiment that we're going to do control group versus test group battle. Well, it's not that serious. It doesn't seriously follow the definition of control group and test group in a science experiment. I just use the term to I just get some concept from this term. So it's not that, again, Beyblade is just a toy. It's not that serious experiment, but I just use this concept. And for this project, we're going to see how the Beyblade X meta evolves over time and see if the meta is healthy or toxic. For toxic, I mean if there's only stamina or spin equalization combos in the meta, it's very toxic. Just imagine this. When we go back to the late burst during DB or BU, there were so many good stamina base that, especially in Japan, the tournament used the DB Stadium, which basically kill all the tech types. And at that time, there were only stamina combos. Or stamina-oriented combos. Sometimes the driver is a defense, but overall, people just use their stamina or spin equalizations. And that time was, I would say, that's the most horrible meta I'd ever seen in Beyblade. And I will explain how this project can examine if the current meta is healthy or toxic. So, talking about the control group, this is a base that I will use, or I would say these are the base I will use. They're called, all these five they're called Archetype controllers. They have 5 versions for now, but there might be more added in the future if needed. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, and Mark 5. And all of them will use the combo 360 ball. This is the base that will be used to test how good the performance are for current meta base. So for all the 5 blades, they all have exactly the same shape. The only difference that you can tell from the look is just the sticker and some details on the top that has a number on it. But overall, the shape are exactly the same. And the wall are slightly sloped and curved, which maximize the stamina. They have all the metal are at the outer side, so it's a very, very high outer weight distribution. And its structure is slightly adjusted so that it's super tight with ratchet, and it will not shake, so it's a very high stability, which also maximize stamina. In overall, generally, this will have been over 5 minutes. The stamina will be over 5 minutes. And all these 5, the shape are the same, but the weights are different. So each one are 2 grams heavier than the previous one. Like Mark 1 is 32 grams, but Mark 2 34, Mark 3 36, Mark 4 38, and go to Mark 5, it reaches 40 grams. I would say it's heavier than all the current official releases. So this can help, by battling each of them, get different results, and we can see we can get a range each bay fall in, and see we can see how good that bay is. And about test group. So for test group, I will select the most frequently used combos in current meta, and the data were derived from the WW tournament results. It's summarized by Sean, and hopefully I pronounce his name correctly. Here's the link, and I will also include the link in the video description. I summarize data in the past 3 months. For this one is from the December 2024 to February 2025, and I summarize. I got the combos that used by the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd places of all the tournaments. And among all these combos, first I select the most used blade and bead combos. For example, for current year, the most frequently used is Cobra Dragoon and Elevate. and the second most used is Visa rod and ball, etc. And for each of them, I select its most used ratchet. For example, there are so many different Cobra Dragoon elevated combo. The most frequent use is 560, so I use 560 for this one. And for all the Visa rod and ball combos, the most used ratchet is 960. So it's put here. So in this way, I got the top 12 most used combos in current meta, and they are Cobra Dragoon 560 elevate, Visa rod 960 ball, Phoenix Wing 160 rush, Silver Wolf 360 free ball, Phoenix Wing 560 point, Silver Wolf 970 hexa, Visa rod 960 free ball, Tyranno Beat 160 rush, Arrow Pegasus 360 rush, Silver Wolf 960 ball, Visa rod 360 level, and Pegasus 560 level. So I will do battles. So these 12 combos will build up the test group, and I will battle the test group versus the control group. So start from Mark 1. So every bay will battle with Mark 1. And every combo will do 2 battles against it, and after our sum, I will sum up the scores gained by both groups. If the test group gets higher scores than the Mark 1, I will move to Mark 2, and so on until it gets one of the version that it cannot defeat. And because the Archetype controller has maximized stamina, basically, it's impossible for I would say in 1 or 2 years, it's impossible for the official releases to defeat it in stamina. So whether or not the current meta can defeat Archetype controller heavily depends on if there are good enough attackers, if there are many good attackers in current meta. And this is very important key to evaluate if the meta is very healthy. Like when we go back to DBO build, there were only stamina, no place for attacker, especially when people use the DB stadium. If you just use standard stadium, it's fine, there's still some attacker can do something, but if it's in DB stadium, attackers are all dead. So that was what I mean, toxic and harmful meta. And for current meta, I would say it's probably healthy, because you can see there are still some bays using rush, using level, they're still aiming to do some attacks. And even point is, I would say it's attack oriented combo. So I think current meta, it looks healthy. Yeah, so whether or not it can defeat the Archetype controller, it's, I would say, relies on those attackers. And it's like, I would say, I don't know, but it could happen that maybe the next year the meta evolves, but they are just all stamina. So even the next year's meta, it can defeat the current year. It cannot get as good result as the current year against the Archetype controller. So that's how we can tell that, well, the meta actually get worse. So this is how it examines the healthiness of the meta. So whatever, this is the main purpose of this project, and let's go start doing battle with current meta against the Archetype controller. Okay, so this is the result of this year. Well, I would say it's very close. the current meta is already at the level of Mark 1, but I think because of the lack of luck or something, it just didn't do it. But still very close, very close. Next year, maybe with some better attack combos, the Bay might be able to like did better. Maybe defeat the Mark 1 properly or something. But this year, just well, maybe if I do the same battle again, it can win. But just like some luck. Whatever. So this is result this year. I'll put it at the level 0. Okay. So we'll go back on this project next year and see if we can do better. But for now, there's something else I want to share with you. So I mentioned this is maximize stamina, and most Bay cannot defeat in stamina currently. So to make it more straightforward, I gonna show you how good the stamina is. It includes the solo spin stamina and the battle against Wizard Rod combo and Shield Wolf combo, the two of the best stamina combo currently. And you can see how good its stamina is.